Mike Waltz is the first of, you want to say he's one of the casualties of, his own incompetence and stupidity. But I don't know that that's the case. He, of course, was appointed National Security Advisor. He was, they had to have a special election. They were hampered on the numbers of Republican congressmen they had, I'm sure there's one or two Republican congresswomen, congressmen that they had. And so it made it a rocky go for the Republicans at the beginning. Of course, it's not like they have gone on to pass any other legislation. And maybe we'll talk to Mehdi about what kind of difficulty they're having in starting to actually do the actual work of their reconciliation bill. But Michael Waltz summarily punted. I don't know if you played this yesterday, but the clip of him getting off Air Force, or I should say Marine One, which is the helicopter that flies Trump and his entourage to the airport. And then everybody gets on Air Force One, and he just keeps walking past the airplane.
Oh, no, we got to find that.
That's so beautiful.
Trump apparently brought him on the helicopter, and he's so nervous about firing people that he wants to make sure there's a limited amount of time. So I suspect as soon as they started to circle the airport, he drops down. But apparently no one else knew that Michael Waltz was going to be fired, not the least of which the person who was going to replace him, who also happens to be Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Here is how his spokesperson, Tammy Bruce, a AM talk radio host, former, here's how she found out that Waltz was fired and Rubio was hired.
Has just written on Truth Social that Mike Waltz is going to become the new U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
Well, there you
no
go.
longer the National Security
Fabulous.
Advisor. And in addition to that, he says that in the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as National Security Advisor while continuing his strong leadership at the State Department. Do you know how long he's going to be serving in both roles?
It is clear that I just heard this from you. This is the magic.
No heads up that this was coming.
I have some insights as to the potential of certain things that might happen. But when the president, and this of course is all presidential decisions, right? So I'm with the State Department. It is, as I think would be clear to all of you,
I really have to question how, and she says, like, I have insights into some things that might happen. If you're not on the list of people who are going to find out that Rubio is going to be the acting national security advisor, like, what's on the list? They
forgot to add her to the group chat. They added Tammy Baldwin instead or something like that, right?
Right. Or it's just
sucked in.
Oh, sorry. It's not loud enough, my board yet. Anyway, I gotta stop trying. Keep going, Sam.
She gets a little heads up on what's going to be for dessert in the commissary on Fridays, but she doesn't find out that her boss is going to be the acting national security advisor. But let's go back.
No, I'm with the State Department. It is, as I think would be clear to all of you, you don't want to get ahead of your skis and drawing conclusions or speculating about what may occur. And you can have a general sense of what's possible, and then you see that manifest usually. But I think the one thing I've learned is that things don't happen until the president says they're going to happen. So the fact that is, which was obviously Truth Social. Yeah, so that is the miracle of modern technology. And
obviously that was on Truth Social. Where would it be? Where else would it be? Why would there be any interim period where I, as the spokesperson for the new acting national security advisor, also the Secretary of State, why would there be any interim period where I would find this out before somebody read it on a shit posters account on Truth Social?
I mean, that's the beauty of being a part of the Trump administration. There's this like spontaneity. Anything can happen. You wake up one day and your boss could be now in an entirely new role as both acting national security advisor, acting administrator of USAID, Rubio is, and now, of course, his traditional role as Secretary of State. Like, they're understaffed overall as well.
Little Marco's working doubles.
Go to bed last night, wake up in the morning, your Timo thing cost 4 times what it did yesterday. Let's continue here. Just
Certainly
see.
that I've learned is that things don't happen until the president says they're going to happen. So the fact that is, which was obviously Truth Social. Yeah, so that is the miracle of modern technology and the social media. So that is an exciting moment here. I think that, as I know Secretary Rubio, this is a man who, as I think you all know, has worn several hats from day one.
Several hats. He's actually wearing, I think, like 3 or 4 at this point. He's also head of USAID to the extent that it exists. So we are to believe, look, none of this happens. Nobody knows about this until Donald Trump gets on his phone and, posts on Truth Social. No one else knows about this. I mean, she is a top official in the government. If she doesn't know about it, nobody can know about it until it happens. That's just the way we roll here, unless, of course, you're that lunatic who chained yourself to Twitter, in which case you not only knew about it, you were responsible for it.
The other week when you were able to, basically put in some suggestions that President Trump fire the national security apparatus, and your input outweighed the national security advisor, Mike Waltz. Did you express any concerns to him about Mike Waltz?
My concern was, if Michael Waltz is the NSC director.
I just want people to understand how insane it is that we just got Tara Palmieri. I guess she used to be on ABC or something like that, but she's asking this question. Maybe after Trump won, people could have imagined this, but just imagine 10 years ago, you have someone, a former network reporter asking the question. You had some concerns about the national security team. And in fact, you went in and talked about this. Do you think that your signaling out these people was why these people are gone? And you flip to the other person talking, and it's Laura Loomer.
It's not like Henry Kissinger.
Right. It's like if
Laura Loomer, whose experience in foreign policy was protesting the 9/11 so-called 9/11 mosque. That is her experience in foreign policy.
Don't sell her short, Sam. She also was against Muslims driving Ubers and Lyfts. So
and then got banned from it. This is like if Kamala won and she brought in that too raw, too real influencer to advise her on what to do with Israel Palestine.
Good.
Suggestions that President Trump fire the national security apparatus, and your input outweighed the national security advisor, Mike Waltz. Did you express any concerns to him about Mike Waltz?
My concern was, if Michael Waltz is the NSC director or the NSC advisor, and he is saying that he's personally vetting these individuals who have a history of anti-Trump remarks and anti-Trump associations, why would he be signing off on them? And then it reminded me of a video that I've saved in my phone for many years of Michael Waltz on video speaking out against President Trump when he first ran for president. accusing him of being against service members. And so, I was about to show this video to President Trump, and then Michael Waltz, walked into the Oval Office. I could play the video. It just makes me wonder.
So when you went to that meeting,
Play the video. Let's just play the video.
He essentially called anyone who was captured in combat a loser. It's something that I just personally can't stomach.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured.
Don't let Trump fool you. Look into his real record and stop Trump now.
He essentially called anybody captured in combat a loser. It's something that I just personally, can't stomach. So if you can't stomach it, why do you want to work for President Trump? If you can't stomach it, why do you want to work in the administration?
J.D. Vance called him Hitler.
I was going to say, I don't know if anybody's seen what Vance said or Marco Rubio said about, he called him I think Rubio called him a fascist. I mean, there's almost no one in the administration who didn't say these things of Trump. It was obviously something more than that, right? I mean, it was obviously just Laura Loomer's insight from a national security perspective. And so now we don't have a national security advisor. But
apparently Susie Wiles didn't like him either, but I gotta think, is that the thing that pushed Trump over the edge? Some mild criticism of him? I mean, maybe he
said what?
He's so degraded. Maybe he forgot about little Marco and J.D. Vance delivered him the bag. I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to make sense of his mind. It's impossible.
He's insane.
Yeah.
It's sheer insanity. That's where we're at right now. Trump says he's considering ways to serve a third term as president. Every time we call out Trump's authoritarianism, the right calls it media hysteria. But here's your reminder. Trump is openly trying to defy the Constitution and run for a third term. But if you don't know the bias behind your news, you might actually believe Trump's just teasing us. Go to ground.news/majority to see how framing influences more than your perception. Media bias is powerful enough to shape policy and, yes, even Trump's ability to undermine the Constitution. That's why we've partnered with Ground News for years now. Their app and website breaks down how the most critical issues we're facing are being spun. By exposing each reporting source's hidden agendas, I can see the world as it is, not as their biases want me to. Even better, if I'm ever reading about an issue on another site, their browser extension flags the source's political bias and instantly links me to other reports so I can verify the information. They're not some new tool I needed to learn. Ground News is a better version of the doom scrolling we're already doing. And after reading your comments, it's clear you'd benefit from them too. I got my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I've been using. That's just $5 a month for clarity and context when you go to ground.news/majority or scan my QR code. Democracy thrives on knowing the full story, not just the version you're fed. So sign up for Ground News today. Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.